Quei briganti neri mi hanno arrestata, in una cella oscura mi han portata.
As the struggle gets harder and riskier, Umbertina stands up to fight in her native Po Valley against the fascists and the Nazis. She is one of the many peasant women, or factory workers, or intellectuals who find in this call to action a glimmer of hope for their future, and their children's, and for the world to come. Umbertina was born and raised on the farm, like her father, and like her father and her brothers, she is anti-fascist. War. Her brothers are sent to the front, and the hands are taken from the land. Poverty bites. Yet Umbertina finds love and a son. She leaves the small village of Santa Giustina and moves to Mirandola with her baby, eager to be independent and pay her way in the world. 8th of September 1943. Chaos, dismay after the armistice, and resistance. 2 of her brothers, back from the war, join the Partisans. They will not support the fascist madness anymore. Umbertina is not surprised, but she is worried. Worried for them, for the cold, the hunger, the risks, death perhaps, that loom over them. Autumn, 1943. A steady job at last. Waitress in the fascist barracks canteen in Mirandola. There she starts to become aware of the contempt, the disdainful arrogance around her, and the stupidity of fascist violence. Then comes her baptism. Caris, commander of a partisan contingent in the 14th Garibaldi Brigade, asks her to try to grab some weapons, thanks to her job at the barracks. Umbertina considers his request and then decides to act. 3 handguns are taken and delivered to Caris. It's a point of no return. She has made her choice. Her brothers ask her to join their commando partisan group, a GAP as they were known, as a messenger, and Umbertina doesn't hesitate. Her nom de guerre will be Marisa. And she gets down to work. She becomes more skilled, careful, but reckless as well. She knows her area and her people very well. She is tasked with distributing a large cache of weapons among the local GAPs. Marisa walks and cycles at night through the dark country roads with a bag full of weapons. She quickly jumps in ditches when German and fascist patrols appear. She reaches her destination, drops the gear, and leaves. Night after night, thinking of Almo, her little boy, all the time, running risks just to see him when she can. Winter, 1944. Late night, 23rd of February. After a successful partisan action by the GAPs against the local Black Brigade troops in Concordia, a prisoner is taken. He is questioned at the Carbianca, one of the partisans' bases. He says he's ready to work with them. He sounds convincing, so he's cautiously accepted. He sees Marisa. Repression mounts after the Concordia rebel action. Several are held and tortured. Some are killed. The man held at the Carbianca fools his wardens and runs. Reports what he's seen at the Partisans' HQ. A big raid follows. It's the 10th of March 1945. Marisa is arrested and taken to a mansion in Concordia that the Black Brigade has converted into a prison. She's locked up in an attic. It's dark and freezing. Marisa curls up in a corner. She is not alone. Other women are there, raided by the fascists. She can't stop thinking of her comrades, her son, her brothers. The door opens. She's taken downstairs. I must not speak. I must not speak. And she doesn't, in spite of the beatings and tortures going on for hours. Back in her makeshift cell, curled up in a corner again, her body swollen and sore. I must not speak, she tells herself, as she is again taken to the interrogation cell. Then back again, thrown once more onto the floor of her cell. Marisa stays still. She is exhausted. She can't speak. Her eyes are fixed on the ceiling. Her silence is her only answer to such cruelty. The only comfort comes from her cellmates, but it's not enough. More beatings and torture follow for all the women. None of them speaks. All of them are released apart from Umbertina. Her captors know she has names, hideouts, and plans that she can give them. But she won't, and they keep it up, taunting her, beating her, torturing her. She gets a break only when it is clear the pain might prove fatal, and not a word from her mouth. The fascists are now in full retreat. On March 29, 1945, they finally leave the house where they are holding Marisa. She is pushed inside the back of a lorry, shouted at and beaten, even on the road to Verona. Her resistance to them is a terrible affront. It is an ordeal. Then the lorry pulls up. Men get out, talk for a while. Marisa is pushed or kicked out. The last thing she hears is a burst of gunfire. Umbertina dies, but they did not make her speak. A memorial stone was erected by the side of the road to remind those who passed by that partisan Marisa, Umbertina Smerieri, died there in the fight against fascism.
Non si